This is Matthew Cratter from Bitcoin University, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about building Bitcoin citadels, in particular the one that DarthCoin is building. I saw this on Stacker News, and I'll link to all of these links in the description notes below. This is about how and why he started building his own Bitcoin citadel, a nice and cozy homesteading place to retire and live in peace. I really encourage you to check out this article. It's got some wonderful pictures. He talks about the idea of the citadel for him. It's not a Death Star, it's not a castle or a mansion or an Eiffel Tower, nothing like that. Will just be a homesteading place with some small houses, a vegetables garden, fruit trees, some domestic animals and other utilities, enough to live a simple life in a self-sustaining way as much as possible. For those that are new to this, the term citadel in Bitcoinlandia is not about a fortress. That is just a figurative expression. It's more about a place where the Bitcoiner is retreating himself, living in peace, far from distractions, sporadically or permanently, a place only for himself and maybe some friends. It doesn't have to be specifically a homesteading place out of the city. It could be even your own simple apartment, but organized in a different way to adapt to your Bitcoin life. This is one of the best statements, I think, about Bitcoin citadel theory, if you want to call it that I've seen. And I like the humility of this project. It looks like a really beautiful place that DarthCoin has chosen to build this. He also has a Substack, which I'll link to in the description notes below, and you can check out all of the pictures here. Later in the Substack, he describes it as a 10 by 50 meter plot of land surrounded by very old stone walls and trees. Will be at least 2 houses, a big garden patch, chill out corner, animal shelter, and a nice natural jacuzzi in the near small river, maybe later a small fish pond. And then the further description is this place is right between 2 small rivers that come together into a very nice and quiet valley. One is a cold river for beers, and the other one is warm, is mostly on the sunny side all day, good for baths. I think that's a very, very idyllic description. When you look into it, though, he's definitely put a lot of manual labor into this, a lot of hard work, digging out a place to put a semi-underground home, almost like a Hobbits House. And this process involved removing a lot of large boulders, a lot of other stones, and you can see then he's filling these bags with dirt and compacting them and using that as the main structure for the house. And you can see it's going to be protected from summer heat and winter cold by having this underground construction. I think this is a great example, and he talks about how much hard physical work this involved, but this is really a great example of a beautiful meditative practice, working slowly with your hands. He does mention that he has enough Bitcoin that he'd be able to pay someone to do the whole thing for him, but instead he's chosen proof of work. He's chosen to do this job slowly with his hands, grounded in the earth, pulling out rocks. And this reminds me, there's something about Bitcoin that reminds people of the old-fashioned virtues. And this is, I think, one reason why people are attracted to this idea of Bitcoin citadels. It reminds people of the old-fashioned virtues of self-sufficiency. Bitcoin is unstoppable money, and once you have unstoppable money, you begin to look into unstoppable food, unstoppable water, unstoppable communications, like Nostr, for example. The other old-fashioned virtue, of course, is localism, where you begin to realize, once again, that it's not in your best interest to trust those politicians who are 3,000 miles away to look after your best interest. Bitcoin is this weird marriage of conservatism and progressivism, which makes it the perfect medium for uniting people, sort of like a scruffy old gold bug mentality meets starry-eyed techno-futurist. And I've said in another place, I believe that Bitcoin's the unexpected, shocking love child of the past, mating with the future in this way. If you enjoy reading about Bitcoin citadels, and I do encourage you to check out the Stacker News article and the Substack as well. If you want more material, John Vallis has a couple of good podcasts, one with Jordan Herbs, who's building an off-grid homestead in Hawaii. This is really cool to listen to, so I'll link to that in the description notes below, as well as the YouTube version of it. And then there's another John Vallis podcast where he talks with Reverend Hoddle, who's building a permaculture homestead, I think somewhere on the mainland, I believe in Michigan. So I'll link to this in the description notes below if you want to read more about citadels. Also wanted to announce here as well that I will be speaking at the Pacific Bitcoin Festival in LA, October 5th and October 6th. So if you'd like to meet in person, it'd be great to see some of you guys there. And I'll link to this in the description notes below. It's October 5th, October 6th in Santa Monica. So if you don't have tickets already, check that out. If you don't have tickets, I actually don't have a code or a coupon code, but BTC Sessions, Ben does. So why don't you use his if you're interested in getting 21% off? You just type in Sessions when you check out, and hopefully see some of you guys there. I'm hopefully will also be attending Nashville in the summer of 2024 for the big Bitcoin festival. But I think Pacific Bitcoin's going to be smaller, more intimate. You get to hang out with the speakers more. You get to see the beautiful beaches of California. So I'm definitely looking forward to it as well, and hope to see many of you there. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe and like button. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I publish my next video. And let me know your questions and comments in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.